Thank you very much for listening to the whole thing. I know it went on a little bit, but I just released that song today. I'll put the link in the comments. I love you guys. Happy morning, everybody.
Y'all, if you don't know Henry Invisible yet, he is now a past speaker for Creative Mornings, and the one-man band himself has kicked us off throughout this pandemic as we continue to meet on Zoom, keeping everybody safe. So we want to thank you, Henry, again, for being a part of this community and making sure great music's represented. We just continue to be in awe of your talents, and thank you for bringing it. And this month's theme is Monumental. So rather than having a speaker, we took that as a note to put a even larger spotlight on Austin music and Austin musicians for this month. Today, we are lucky to be focusing in on 3 more Austin musicians, and we're really excited about that. So if you're used to coming here, settling in with some music and then hearing a great talk, just get ready for hearing some great music, and then hearing more great music. To do intros of our musicians, we've also invited members of our community, part of our organizing team, to come in and introduce musicians. So I'm going to bring in first off Selena, and before she gets a chance to introduce our next musician, y'all should know that the reason we have great musicians is because of Selena. She does the outreach. She coordinates with musicians here in town. She's amazing, and she's got her finger on the pulse of music in Austin, and we're so grateful that she's a part of our team in this community. So Selena, welcome in. Who are you introducing today?
I get the distinct pleasure of introducing an amazing artist that I came across, I think, on the radio first, and was just so entranced by what I was hearing that I had to learn more. And Mama Duke has been in this town for a while. She is a queer woman of color, empowered, telling us how it is. And I really just can't get enough. And I'm so excited to know her now through this. This is a perfect excuse for us to be friends, really. That's all it was. But welcome, Corey, Mama Duke. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait for everybody to hear what you got for us today.
All right. Everybody can hear me? This was a surprise, guys. I'm sitting here behind these cameras. Us musicians get nervous. I need you to know this tech stuff. I'm an in-person kind of person. Let me start my video on the side. Good morning, everybody. All right, boom, boom. My name is Mama Duke. I am a queer mixed race female. It's a lot of things, I know. But we're out here striving. We're booked. We're out here. It's Black History Month. Thank you all for being here. I got a little... I'm a rapper first, you know, but the pandemic has caused me to branch out and songwrite for other people. I'm in Austin. And so this first song is kind of like this rock song. It's called Gun Off Safety. And I've never performed it on the internets. And so we're going to get it popping, guys. I apologize in advance for technical, if it's, you know, a little bassy, a little tinny, whatever. We're making it work, guys. It's a good time. All right. It's called Gun Off Safety. Woo! Goes like this. Rooting for the home team now. I'm gonna stop it real quick. I wasn't recording. We're gonna do it again. Let's go. We show our imperfections here. Yeah. Rooting for the home team now. Got my gun off safety now. I know you're trying to bring me down. The devil just got into town. ADD. I really do. ADD, I got ADD. ADD, ADD. you guys for allowing me to do that. So this next song, I'm gonna do some experimental stuff, guys. So again, as a rapper, just to be transparent, my mom's always like, do you have to cuss like that when you're on stage? I'm like, Mom, I'm in hip hop. First of all, one, you raised this. And two, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit, right? So this next song is called Smile on My Face. I've never performed it. I wrote it for my mother. And it's like, this is a time where you do that song. These songs will never hear the light of day. As far as like the one for my mom, maybe. But it won't see the light of day. So you guys might as well hear it. It's called Smile on My Face. Shout out to my mom. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just a feel-good song. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm so sorry, guys. Technical. It's rough out here, guys. One more time, last time. There we go. Sounds better already. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Imagine my mom crying. She really did, though. She's super sensitive. Goes like this. Woke up this morning with a smile on my face. This love that we made, no, we can't replace. Up and down and round, that's how family goes. Up and down and round, that's how family knows. This is how the family know, the family grow. This is how the family show loves. Family go, and we go. This is how the family grow. Family always try to mess with ya. Yeah. Family always try stressing ya. Oh, yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I appreciate y'all so much for letting me sing a song that I wrote for my mother. It's so weird that I can't hear y'all clap. Y'all could be screaming. I'm like, good job, yeah, okay, cool, yeah. Shout out to Creative Mornings. This is beautiful to gather this many people in the morning that show up. I'm in hip hop. Some people don't show up. Thank you for showing up. This next song, last song, is called I Got the Moves. And I'm gonna end with a little pep in your step. Let's go. Shout out to Henry, the Invisible, Kalu, Jonathan. It's beautiful. Let's go. Ooh, I see y'all moving. Got dogs, got babies. Yeah. I got the moves. I got it, you got it. I never lose. I'm body, you body. My heart is bruised. Can't stop me, can't stop me. She's my muse. She got it, got it, got it. My body, your body, one single emotion. I'm dancing it off me. We loving these oceans. These hotties in this party. It's keeping me open. It's keeping me open. I got it, you got it. I never lose. I'm body, you body. My heart is bruised. Can't stop me, can't stop me. She's my muse. She got it, got it, got it. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Ready?
I thought my jokes were bad.
It's like magic now. Know you wonder how. It's so tragic now. Got 'em saying, wow, time to shut it down. Shut it down, cause the sun is coming down. I just bought another round. Drinks is still coming round. I can still hear the sound. You got friends in low places, and it's not my part of town. Ooh, hey, I got the moves. I never lose. My heart is bruised. Oh, she vibing, I see you, but she's my muse. This damn sound. Can't stop me, can't stop me. You the real MVP. Hey, she got it, got it, got it. Yeah, she got it, got it, got it. She got it, got it, got it. You guys, that is my time. Thank y'all so much for allowing me space to start over when I needed to. That's important. Thank you for being patient. My name is Mama Duke. Find me on Instagram. If you Google me and a dog comes up, that's Mama Duke. That's Marmaduke. You feel me? She like that. I appreciate that. I need that energy. Shout out to, let me see, Omni? Those drawings though. The last time I was on Creative Mornings, they drew me and it was awesome. Nobody ever gets the fro right. And you got the fro right. So bless you for that. Thank y'all.
Mama Duke, that was amazing. Thank you so much. If everyone hasn't noticed already, we're putting Mama Duke's information in chat so you can Venmo her, show her some love that way. But we just want to thank you so much for showing up for this community again. Mama Duke, is so good to see you. So good to hear you.
Thank y'all so much.
And yeah, Marty, shout out. Look at that. So deserving of that for helping us make everyone sound as best we can in the Zoom world. We are going to just say thank you to one of our global partners before we get to our next musician. So I want to say thank you to MailChimp, who is our global partner and has been for, well, it seems like a decade. It might be close. Kyle's here. He might correct me on how many years it's been. I usually have this really wonderful sign that has their logo all laser etched in it. I can't find it. So you'll have to trust me that MailChimp, we have a lot of love for, and they've got an awesome logo. Just that's one part of them. But right now, what they're trying to do is they're trying to survey to find out what the world of independent agencies and freelancers is like, to create a report that they'll give out to that community. So we're putting a link in the chat right now. If you can participate in that survey for freelancers and independent agencies, that would be awesome. And just thank you to MailChimp for always supporting Creative Mornings and helping us grow to that global level so that people can come in from all around the world to Zooms like this. Is anyone joining from outside of Austin? You can put that in the chat right now and let us know. And one last thank you to MailChimp. All right, we are going to get into our next musician, and to introduce Jonathan, we are going to segue back to Marty, who helped with so much of the audio that we're hearing and usually helps us on the video side. So a man of many talents. Hey, Marty, good morning.
Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing?
You know, just vibing, chilling up.
It's been a morning.
All the things.
Oh, yeah. So this is what I get to do this morning. I get the pleasure of introducing the next performer, Jonathan, who I met some years ago, right after I moved to Austin, when he was in a band called Mighty Mountain, which was an amazing musical cornucopia. But I don't even know how many musicians. It's like 50. But no, it's like 10. Anyway, later on, he moved to a band called Blaxploitation, which is a super cool Afro-punk band. If you guys haven't checked them out, definitely do that. They drop some heat in that band. Currently, Jonathan is in the band who he fronts called Urban Heat, who are even probably more amazing somehow than his last project. And if you guys haven't checked them out before, they're actually playing tonight at Distribution Hall, along with Henry Invisible. So that's like fucking amazing. His music is always like a super treat to experience. So yeah, everyone, welcome to Creative Mornings. My friend, Jonathan Horseman.
Oh, thanks, Marty. Can y'all hear me? Awesome, that's awesome. So yeah, I'm Jonathan. Thanks so much for having me here. It's quite a treat and honor. I'm just gonna jump into it. We kind of play darker music. It's funny to follow up Mama Duke's like awesome high energy performance with that. The thing with dark music is that we're able to talk about some real issues, and I try to do it in a way that can still move you a little bit. So this song is called Trust. It's unreleased. I'm going to be playing some unreleased stuff, but it is coming out on our EP this summer on Spaceflight Records, and it's about let's just call it the student debt crisis. It's really just about the kind of promises that we gave to young people that we are not able to deliver on, and the feelings associated with that. And I have like a routine that I have to do before this all works, and I hope I get it right. You hear that? Yeah.
There'll be such space with sounds. Promise hope moving around.
Thank you guys so much. Give me one moment, I'll open up the next project. This song is about the healthcare industry, the wellness industry really, and how it can be kind of predatory.
Closing your eyes, keep still. I'm a good child and take your lessons. Reach at your lights, take it down. Tell them it's cash well spent. Tell the folks that God's wise. You can tell them something's alright. But if you stay, that's real things you can keep your order and they'll keep you fair. Don't put you'll be fine. Start your blood on your mind. That's close your eyes. Find your reason why. Find your reason why. Find your reason Okay, looks like that worked. Third time's a charm here. All right, and this is a little cover. One that we only do live occasionally if someone asks for an encore. Here we go. Would you listen to me?
Jonathan.
Thank you, guys. That's all I got. Thanks so much for having us.
I don't know if you could see some of the chat, but there's general agreement that we will be hearing your music in a upcoming movie, whether that's been offered to you yet or not. We feel strong soundtrack vibes.
I'm actually working on a title track for a local indie film right now. It's a genre bending, it's horror and also a queer love story. And I'm really excited to be working on the project.
You have just lit the room up with that news. Everyone's gonna be stoked about that. We're gonna have to know about that so we can let everyone know when that actually comes out for sure. But Jonathan, thank you so much for taking some time to share your music with us. Where are you going to be again tonight with Henry Invisible? So if people want to show up.
Yeah, it's Almost Real Things. Hold on, let's turn that off. Almost Real Things magazine release party. It's at Distribution Hall. The party's free with RSVP. It goes from 6 to 10. I'm pretty sure the info is on both Henry and I's Instagrams, and that can link you to the RSVP page.
Awesome. Well, that's great. We love Almost Real Things. They've been friends of Creative Mornings for a while, so that's even better. Bookend your day with great music, it seems, is possible today. Thank you again. I didn't say this before, but we are asking all of the musicians who are performing today to hang for a little bit, and we are going to offer up Q&A just like we do for our speakers normally. So if you have questions that are coming up in your mind about Austin music, about the music you're hearing, we're going to give everyone a chance to ask some questions at the end. So stick around for that. Don't forget, Jonathan's info is in the chat. You can thank him with a Venmo tip. And thank you again, Jonathan. Kim is one of our beautiful organizers, has been with us for one of the longest periods of time, I would say. What has it been, 5 years, 6 years, Kim?
Maybe 8.
Kim, tell us about Kalu.
Hello, everyone. I have the pleasure of introducing our next performer. I first came across Kalu in the Electric Joint during a Night for Austin, the live stream that they had in June 2020. They performed the song To a Place, and Kalu's voice blew me away. He moved to Austin from Nigeria at 18 and teamed up with guitarist JT Holt, creating a sound that can be described as psychedelic soul with a mashup of African funk and American blues. Their new single, Downfall, is so good. I'm excited that we get to have Koo James perform for us again. Check their website for shows, but you can definitely catch them at South by next month. And they've got 2 shows in mid-April at the Continental Club. Welcome back to CMATX, Koo James.
Thank you for having me. This is absolutely amazing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good. That's amazing. I want to give, I haven't seen, I want to give a quick shout out to Jen and Miguel for winning that taco drive. Those are my friends, as in like I moved to Austin and Miguel and I played countless of open mics, and I haven't seen Jen in a while, so it was great to see Jen's face. That was fantastic. That was awesome. Thank you for having me, and I'm just gonna jump right into it. This song is called Place for Fools. Watching I'm still trying to come from this mess you are. Sometimes with my finger on the trigger, I just wanna say bye-bye. But I'll be just like the rest of them. Take it easy on me, honey. Won't you please take it slow, babe? You come from a very far long way. All the rest I need. Release me, honey. Am I just like the rest of them? I know, I know, yes, I know, and I know that there's a place for and I know that there is a place for fools.
Lou. Lou, I'm going to just interrupt your set to let you know, I think your mic isn't picking you up just as well as your guitar is getting picked up. And I know you're having we were going back and forth before we started trying to get your sound right. So we're going to give you a chance to see if we can.
That much better. 1, 2, check, check, check.
Sounds better now. The levels were definitely like guitar was up here and your voice was down here. So it might be getting closer, but once you mix it, it might still be soft.
Check 1, 2. Is that better?
It might be. Hard to say without the guitar trying to mix with it. Sorry about that.
That sounds much better. Check 1, 2, 1, 2.
I mean, you sound great, period. I'm with Kim. Your voice is mesmerizing to me, so hard to say anything sounds bad, but I don't know if your levels really went up too much.
No, did it go up? Welcome to the 21st century of playing shows.
Yeah, I was going to say, y'all, if you don't appreciate text when you go to shows before today, you should after today, because all of our musicians are doing an amazing job trying to make technology work for themselves, which doesn't have to be the skill that they have, but they've been forced into a Zoom world.
How does that sound? Is this better?
Oh, yes. Well, that is certainly clear. Yes.
Okay, cool. I believe I know.
Let's give it a go. I don't want to stop you too long here. I just wanted to see if we could make it a little better. So you came through strong.
1, 2, check 1, 2. 1, 2, check 1, 2. Is that better? Much better?
It's better enough for the next song, and if I need to come in again, I will. But I think we'll run with that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. This second song is called "Big Heart," and it's a pleasure to play a lot of these songs because I don't get to do them without the band anymore, and it's just fun to be here playing these tunes for you. So here's another song.
think twice before you knock me down. We all live in a world that feeds on excess. Reality is most of us don't have access. Big heart, you're my curse. This big heart of mine, you ain't my blessing. Big heart, you are my disease. Big heart, you ain't my cure.
Thank you. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Creative Mornings, Marty, for waking me up this morning, as much as I was like, yes, I am up. I shout out to all my other musicians, Jonathan, Horseman, Mama Duke, Henry and Invisible. It's just this is a beautiful and amazing place to be, and after 14 years, I still pinch myself that I'm still here. I am going to put this guitar away and play another song for you. I hope everyone's doing good and staying as warm as you can. It's a pretty trippy thin switch from 80 degrees all the way down to whatever we're at right now. Okay, tell me if you can hear this. Yes. Over the pandemic, I spent, like everyone else, I hope we're on the dip, the endemic, as we say. This song is, over the pandemic, I spent a lot of time playing keys. For me, the first 8 weeks felt very, like, what are we gonna do? What's going on? What's happening? And I think for most artists, when you have that time, you're telling yourself, well, this is what I've always needed. It's time to write more. It's time to do all these things. And I remember the first 8 weeks just sitting back and being asking myself, well, hold on a second. I have all this time and still nothing is coming out. So I don't know, maybe as creative as I think I am, and think shout out to my therapist for being like, this is a forced isolation. This is not something that you put on yourself. So just back up on yourself as much as you can. So I picked up playing keys because it made it a lot easier for me to focus on just music versus words. And for words, I just read a lot of books. This song goes out to all our brothers and sisters in Ukraine and Russia and all around the world, everywhere there's oppression. It's a cover by the one and only Bob Marley.
Thank you. Well, we're so glad that you came back to join us for this monumental music showcase. If you're all are open to it, we'd love to ask you some questions. I want to start things off, give everyone a chance to think of a question if they have one for each of you. But I've been listening to KTX's Play Pause podcast, and they've been doing a great job on putting out there how hard it is right now in Austin to be a musician. I think everyone presumes they know because we all feel how much the city has changed, how different it is to live here financially, how different it is to live here culturally. I'm curious from each of you, what is the best way for us to support Austin musicians right now, in your opinions? If we really want to be the city that supports live music and our musicians like yourselves, in your opinion, what is the best way for us to do that?
I think things like this for a start, and me and Kalu, Jonathan, and Henry, we're all very different musicians. I think putting us in front of your audience is a huge start. Also, not to be super frank, but opening up your pocketbooks to not only musicians, but musicians of color, and the list goes on. And it's not. It doesn't take a lot to support us. It's like $5 goes a long way, you know? So yeah, again, not to be frank, but that's just real. You know, a lot of us don't have 9-to-5s, and that $5 coffee though, that's all I need in the morning. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So yeah.
Where are you getting your coffee? $5 coffees, no.
Okay.
I can talk about the easiest thing you can do to support musicians that you love. When we was just talking about it, those social media numbers and streaming numbers really do count for something for us when we're looking at booking tours and things like that. So if you're listening to it, like, share on your social media, like, I'm really enjoying this morning, and link to the artist. Talk to your friends about it. Follow artists on their social media. It's like, it takes a second. Follow them on their Spotify. Just listen to it. It's a really easy thing to do, and that is a capital that doesn't take anything from you but a little bit of time, but it means so much to artists as we see those numbers grow. And we can show, because when opportunities come our way, often they want to see the numbers. Those numbers really matter. People won't really fuck with you unless you have certain numbers. And so
Facts.
One of the easiest things you can do is just actually stream the music, actually, follow it and post about it, share and talk about it. Too often you can keep music as something really special for you that you discovered, and at the same time, like, share it, and it doesn't make it any less special that it's something that you're enjoying. And it even makes it more fun, because then you have a community of people that, like, you can go see a show and you all have that something in common. That's the whole point of this is growing community.
I believe that wholeheartedly. That's they Mama Duke and Jonathan definitely hit the point. It's just there's no one coming for us other than the community you've already created, and that just grows it exponentially. And merch is always a way to go. Supporting shows is always the way to go. But even more than that is just getting the word out there. Because at the end of the day, the message that are coming from all our collective music is our human experience. It's your story as well as it is my story.
I think we heard that more than ever today. I mean, going from songs just about your mom to songs about healthcare. I really appreciated y'all telling us a little bit about the music, because I'm not the kind of person who has the ear to pick up on lyrics all the time. So sometimes I'm just like, I just like the vibe, right?
Just like the jam.
Yeah, so I really appreciate y'all sharing what's behind some of the lyrics too. We're posting the social links again in chat. I know Brittany's on that, so thank you for calling that out. And we do have your Venmo information. We're going to drop that in the chat again as well. Anyone from the community here have a question, you can either use the raise hand feature, or you can put it in chat. If you don't want to show up on camera, that's fine. I'll read it for you. But while we have these great musicians with us, what would you want to ask them? And you can be specific. If you want to ask Mama Dukes, what her mom's name is, you can do that. While we're waiting for someone to be brave enough,
I think Marty has his hand.
Marty was there. Oh, okay, cool.
All patient. He didn't even speak a word. I don't know how he did that. He was like, I'd have put my shit down.
Okay, Marty, what's your question, man?
Yeah, I guess I have the power to unmute myself, don't I?
Oh.
But I resisted. So each one of you guys has a different style, right? But I think what I'd like to know from each of you is, as musicians, like, how do you start creating a song that, and with that song, like, connect to the vibe in your head and make that come out through your instruments, if that makes any sense.
Marty wants to know how you do what you do.
How do you do what you do?
How you doing what you doing? Kalu, how you doing that?
Jonathan will tell you, I have a room full of instruments and all this mess in here comes out like shit on the guitar. But it's not shit in here. Yeah, but that's really interesting. Each one of you puts out a vibe. And how did you create those vibes? You know what I mean? From the thoughts in your head to that process. How's that happen?
I think that's the hardest thing to put to words because everybody does what they do naturally, right? And it's hard to be like, it's a feeling, man. It's like, for me, it's something that I'm not even in control of. I feel like you put on a song and I don't know what happens. That's the best way I can explain it. I don't go into a song like, how can everybody vibe to this? I'm just like, I'm living my best life in my living room making music. And so how people write lyrics first and then put them to music, I don't do that. I have to hear the song first. So it's just like dancing, right? You put on a song, it's like, why is she dancing like that? It's like, hey, that's how she danced, And then everybody's doing something different. For me, that's what music is. It's like, you put on a song, Kalu's gonna have a completely different song than Mama Duke. I don't know how to put that into words, though.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I am most times lyrics first. I spend, my time in writing things down and I have tried to, and sometimes it comes together, as you got the lyrics and the music coming. But for me, I always trust what's coming out lyrically, and I let go of the other aspect and know that the music, one way or the other, is gonna find itself. And sometimes it does, but you're right. It's a feeling. It's something I can't explain myself. And you just got to trust. You got to write stuff that you want to hear out there. You got to move like you want to move. And hopefully that finds your own community that way as well.
I think for me, a lot of the process of getting what's in your head out is, I think about my daughter as she's learning to speak. She has these concepts. She's trying to tell me things, but she's learning language, right? And music is a language, but as artists, we are learning how to communicate that language and at the same time creating that language anew, right? So it's just a matter of, for me at least, getting the ideas in my head out. It's learning that language. How do I communicate this sound, this idea, this whatever into a way that other people can process? And lyrically, I used to go just about consonants and vowel sounds, figure something out, and then shape words and meaning around that. And lately, with the last EP, I'm approaching it like almost a script writing. Like, I wouldn't be able to write a movie if I was just like, I'm going to go with what I feel. Like, that's how I used to write. And so now I approach it with, like, there are certain beats, certain points that I want to make. Like, oh, here's the twist. Here's this. Here's where the narration needs to change. And it just makes it more refreshing for me and a bigger challenge to approach songwriting with that kind of intention. But sometimes it's just a flow. I mean, when you're in the flow, that's ideal, right? You're trying to create the environment so that perfect flow happens, and then using different tools to sort of just become a channel for something greater than you to come through.
We're meeting each of you individually. I know that you work with, either you have a band that you work with right now, or you have worked with other musicians. What's your favorite part of working with other musicians, and what's your least favorite part?
Y'all first. I've been going first this whole time.
All right, I'll go first. I am the first of four, and being in a band is very much like having, siblings that I get to feed things off of, and I am not the first. I get to have that group, that community feel. And to be honest with you, you have to learn how to trust and let go. I starting, from playing guitar, or just being a solo artist at first, I had to learn how to let go and realize that the strumming that I am doing is what the drummer is supposed to be doing. And, the low E notes or whatever is what the bass player is supposed to do, and trust that. And then when you talk about the least part of it, man, you just have to, it kind of comes back to trust. You got to trust that all the cooks that are in the kitchen have the same idea, or at least are adding a little bit to the stew, because you do get to lose some sort of autonomy, when it comes to how the idea is really going to go. So if that's, I guess, the least part of it, is that you don't have all the control, but at the same time, who needs all the control? At least not me.
I do. I'm just kidding. It's a problem. It's a problem. Let's just lead into that. It's very hard for me to let go. I'm going to be transparent with you. It's like I have my idea. Not why do I need yours? That's horrible. I just mean, I started doing music by myself. Nobody in my family played a damn banjo. Nobody played anything. So you imagine, I want to be a rapper, Mom. So I isolated myself for a lot of part of my career. And so now it's like you're getting into these rooms and you have to trade ideas. So I'm open to it. I just don't do it often. So I'm just going to listen to what Kalu said. I'm just going to try to let go. It's like, then the pandemic made you even more, Right. And so I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
I'm incredibly blessed. I have found a group of, so everything that I've done before with bands has always been sort of a kind of a faux democracy, right? I was still a dictator, but I wanted like everybody to feel like they had input. Whereas I think as I've gotten older, I think it's important for me to like lay out creatively, I'm trying to accomplish something. And I've been blessed enough to have a group of musicians who really trust my vision and trust what's happening and are down to come along for the ride. And so I think the worst part about working with musicians is when you think you want to collaborate, but you're not actually there. You're not at a space where you can truly collaborate, and it makes things very ugly. I think the best part is absolute, like I'm a father, I'm a husband, I have a day job. I do not have time to I don't have friends that I get to go hang out with. And yet when we have a show or something, I'm going to go hang out with my boys. You know what I mean? It's an excuse to hang out with my friends. And I think for me, that's the best part about playing with other musicians.
I like that word, faux democracy. We might have to start a band, all three of us, just call it faux democracy.
Quit playing.
Whoa.
I've always wanted to be in a band.
Y'all heard it here, y'all.
It must be nice. You guys work with other people. I'm like, how does everybody show up to practice? How do y'all do that? How does everybody show up? Good for y'all.
I just send everyone their parts. I record everything, and then I'm like, here, this is what you have to learn. And then we run it once before the set, make sure everybody knows it, and then we go.
Hell yeah.
I just saw Brittany write something that said it's legit group therapy, and that is so true. It is group therapy. And yes, it takes a lot of planning to get everyone at the same place. And once again, it's kind of like what Jonathan was saying, is you get to the point where where you can count on these people to be vested in the same idea you have.
For sure.
Sorry. Okay. So there was a really great question that is like a rapid fire one. Because I think we'll end on two things. One is, someone reminded me that South by Southwest is a thing again.
Thank God.
Everyone wants to know if you're playing during South by and where. And then if you're not playing South by, just where they can see you next. But couple that in with the question, what is your favorite Austin venue as an artist?
Ooh.
All right, I'm gonna go. I have a show on the 12th. The reality is you can't really tell what these places are. It literally could be in an alley somewhere. Pop
Oh
up,
my God.
comes up
Speak on
overnight.
it.
So I have shows on the 12th. I have a show on the 14th, and then I have show I think on the 17th. TBD. They should be on the website pretty soon. And then favorite venue to play in Austin. I love the Continental Club. I did a residency up there for about 3.5 years. So it really propelled me into a different lane. But I mean, I feel like I can name all of them, but I'm gonna give everyone else some space because I'm sure some of the places I'm trying to talk about will pop up real soon.
So I have a couple shows coming up tomorrow and Sunday. I have about 7 to 9-ish shows for South by. Big blessed this year. It's super cool that it's opening back up. It's like, oh my God. To be booked in a in a pandemic and after a pandemic is so crazy to me. I have a couple official showcases, but the one I'm gonna highlight is a queer show. And it's like, first of all, when you book me, you know who you're booking. I can show up everywhere as myself. But when it's specifically for queers, I'm like, oh, we getting, so that one is on the 19th. It's on my Instagram. I'll put my website right here. I just put it in the chat. What was my favorite venue? Probably Antone's right now. It's just like blickety black. It makes me feel, the sound is always good. I always enjoy, as a musician, you go and you're like, is it in an alley? Is it just a PA system? Will I even get a microphone? Not really, but Antone's is like, I can walk on there. We don't even have to adjust really. And I'm in my pocket, so yeah.
Sweet.
The questions were, South by and favorite venue. South by, we have the 13th at Hotel Vegas for a day party for 101X Homegrown. We have the 17th at Radio Coffee and Beer. We have the 19th is our space flight. It's our official showcase. I think that's at Easy Tiger. That's at 11:30 at night. The other ones are daytime ones. And then I'm also doing something with Sands Bar, an Austin Sober Social. I've been sober for 3 years and thought it's really important for people to have a place where they can still enjoy the South by thing without having to be around all the booze. So I'm working with them right now to figure out something. It might be like a solo set, kind of like what I'm doing here. At some point, and that we'll figure that out at some point, and that'll be on our socials. As far as favorite venue, I think that every stage there's places that I don't necessarily enjoy playing, and I don't play there anymore, and I don't take those shows, and I don't want to like put anybody under the bus. I think everybody's doing, everything that they can. The rest of the stages it's just great. I love a stage. I love a crowd. But I will say that my favorite green rooms, because that's what I really judge.
Oh, hell yeah. I love that.
That's what I judge a place on, is really like the artist accommodations, and like if I have a space that I can like catch my breath and just, because I give like a lot when we perform. And the Far Out has a fantastic green room, dressing room thing.
Yeah, it's cute.
I've been able to borrow clothes to like wear on stage and stuff because they have like a clothing rack. They got like a guitar and an amp and stuff in there and a little arcade machine. Also, the green room at Elysium is fantastic because it is right next to the stage. So you can literally just leave the green room and come onto the stage. There's a huge mirror in there. It's like another like dressing room type thing right next to the bathroom. That one's just on point as well. Yeah.
Love that.
Real quick, I just thought about this. Why isn't there like a .com in Austin, right? Or whatever, in the world where I could go Chicago, whatever, or like say I can click Austin and it's like musicians' feedback of like, how's the green room? How did the crew treat you? How did you know what I'm saying? That would be amazing.
Whoa. I think we've gotten a couple of million, at least $100,000 ideas here during this.
Okay, well, let's go. The band, we got it.
Yeah. The super group. we got the .com. We've got the startup.
That's some merch.
We got to get some VC funding for the startup for the green room review site. I love it. I do love that. We were fortunate back when DJ Stout was our speaker years ago to be in the green room at ACL Live. And that is a massive space. And, when you're trying to cater to Willie Nelson, I guess you're going to make a great green room. So I know for a fact that that's a pretty stellar one as well. But that insight is pretty awesome. I love that. Nowhere else. You got to come to Creative Mornings to hear music from the heart and learn about green rooms in Austin, apparently. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions per se. I just want to say we're over, but I don't give a fuck because this was amazing. Y'all have given so much to this community with your music, but us here this morning especially, I can't say thank you enough from all of us here in Austin. I'll just speak for the city,
Let's go.
Thank you.
Really, take it.
I'd vote for you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to yourself and bringing music that is true to you. I really appreciate that. And most of all, for staying and being a part of this community at large. We thank you so much. And then for being here this morning.
Can I say something really quickly? I didn't get a chance. I'm not going to get a chance to respond to everyone who had something really encouraging to say in the chat individually, but I do want to say thank you so very much. All those words of affirmation mean so very much to us as creators. You have no idea.
Thank you so much for having me. I want to give a shout out to you. Ami, I see you there, man. I see you.
Let's see it. Can we turn it around a little bit?
Yeah.
Let's see that fro. I'm kidding. Let's see. Let's just see it.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So live illustration here today, again from Ami Passe, part of he's animating the we're getting a replay of the illustration right now.
Ooh.
Gotta pin that, make it big.
That's incredible.
All right, so as we're watching that, I'm going to say thank you to our organizing team. Anne, as always, directing the Zoom, making sure everybody gets to see what we need to see like we are right now. Brittany for making sure that you had all the links in the chat. Brian for running out on the town and delivering tacos and coffee this morning.
Which was the coolest thing, by the way. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I delivered to my friends that I haven't seen in a minute. Like, that's
that's cool.
Serendipity was out of sight. I loved that. I loved it. And to Kim, who's always helping behind the scenes. Selena for booking today's music. Henry, who had to leave because he's got a sick kitty. Thank you, Henry, for always being a part of the music and Creative Mornings. And Paige and Lexi too. I'm getting notes because I'm missing people. So this is such a great team. And Marty, thank you so much for helping with the audio. As always, you didn't have to be behind the lens, so you got to enjoy a little more, hopefully this time around. But look at that. We got
that's beautiful.
Beautiful illustration. Monumental just got highlighted. That was our theme. To all of y'all for joining Creative Mornings this morning and for being a part of this creative community. We hope that you enjoyed it. And we will see you in person in March.